We are having a good time this morning because we have left the studio on a chilly April day and come to spend some time by the fire with our good friend Carol Menninger, who has the wonderful pleasure of working with Rockbridge Oaks, and she's invited us in. Nice to see you.
Thank you, Julie. Nice to see you. Welcome.
I think this is such a cozy feeling. You had said that you're a little bit concerned because you realize that spring's right around the corner, and does the fire look kind of out of place?
Right.
But it's never the wrong season to cozy up by a fire.
I guess it must not be, because it's a really popular spot. So just because I'm melting doesn't mean other people don't enjoy the warmth and the beauty.
And there is beauty kind of everywhere you go. So at Rockbridge Oaks, it is not independent living. This is memory care and assisted living. But you do find that you have all of the touches, and even more so, that are kind of purposely put here for your residents.
Yes, we call it intentional restorative outcomes. So when you walk around the community, you'll see the beauty, you'll see how inviting it is, and then you'll see some amenities like our park outside, the gardens with the raised beds that we're building, the movie theater, the art studio. You know, so often as I get to know residents, once they trust me and they confide in me a little bit and share with me what it really had become like living home alone or living home as a couple alone, and how many things they'd had to give up.
As a daughter, I'm really focusing in on something you said, which was, I'm going to repeat it, intentional restorative outcomes, because you watch your parents get older, and what you talk about with your siblings is there's got to be some way to get them back. There's got to be some way to help them through this, but you don't know what that path is. Y'all kind of do, to a degree.
Yes. I talk about one of the first things that restores is the relationship between the parent and the adult children. Because when your mother comes to live with me, or live with us at Rockbridge Oaks, from that first day, her medications are managed, her nutrition is managed, so her doctor's appointments are managed. So those tend to be the sort of all-consuming topics for you now.
Right.
And you don't need to worry about whether her medications were picked up, whether she's taking her prescriptions properly, whether she's got fresh food in the house, or who she's eating with or fellowship with. That is all part of what happens on day one, and it restores, like I said, the relationship between adult child and parent and adult siblings.
We're getting off topic a little bit here with the grounds and the beauty of it here at Rockbridge, but kind of to that same point, when you're living under stress, residual effects then occur. So your memory weakens, you're more agitated, all of those types of things. So if you are living alone and you're dealing with all these responsibilities, your personality might change.
Oh, your personality has changed 100%. And we cannot underestimate the deconditioning result of COVID. And that will go on for a long time until we actively make an effort to resume and restore. So, you know, socializing, we're just not socializing yet to the level we had before. Mary, who lives here, one of the things she was so excited about is we have this beautiful little movie theater.
It is very nice.
And she used to love to go to the movies. But starting with COVID, she stopped going to the movies, and she hasn't resumed that now because so many of her friends that she had her movie dates with either don't drive or haven't gotten back to their previous, mobility.
Right.
So now she never misses a movie. She sees a movie in the theater every night after dinner.
Okay, I'm going to come back to your intentional word.
Yes.
So we had that with the restorative outcomes that they have here. Even the layout of the building is intentional. The man who is behind Rockbridge Oaks experienced this with his parents as they got older. So there's a lot of purpose in the way it's designed.
Yes. So we only have 44 apartments in our memory care and 18 apartments in 44 apartments in assisted living and 18 apartments in the memory care part of the house. And since the building is 2 stories and shaped like an H, there are all of these short hallways relative to most communities that people have experienced. So no one has a walk that's prohibitive. Everyone's close to the heart of the house, and all of the activities that are so engaging and inviting. And your neighbor knows where you live, and they'll come invite you to the movie or bingo or the live entertainment that we do all the time.
Right.
Or, the hairdresser.
People are different though, Carol, so they come here for different reasons. They've had different ways of living their life. So I'm sure there are some people who come here and they think, I don't want to play bingo.
That's right.
But they might want to be outside, back to the park and the garden.
Yes. Yes, and again, restoring someone's interest in gardening. We have a couple women, Anne is one of them, who was an avid gardener, but to do the whole chore is too much for her. But don't think she hasn't been very involved in telling us where to plant the berries and which bushes to plant where. And it's restoring her interest and her sense of purpose, and we'll do all the heavy lifting.
Okay, to the assisted part of it, haven't you told me in the past that people often come here and they have multiple difficulties, and then as they kind of a la carte their services on for what they need, often they get stronger and they get to reduce those?
Yes. Yes, someone who's moving in with us this week fell from the counter in her kitchen, changing a light bulb. Probably not highly recommended. So when she arrives, she'll still be in a wheelchair, but because we have therapy on site, we know she'll get back to her former mobility and strength. So when she first arrives, it's all hands on deck, helping with bathing, showering, walking her dog, and as she gets stronger, she'll feel more like herself, and we'll do less and less of that.
So for someone like her coming in where there's been an injury, can she opt if she wants to go back home?
Absolutely.
Or she can opt to stay?
Absolutely. We're a month-to-month rental. So nobody buys in here or signs any open-ended contract. So she is likely to go back home after 3 or 4 months, and she's just as likely to fall in love with it and want to stay with her little dog Jake. We'll see.
Okay,
Stay tuned.
so here's how I want to wrap up, unless you have a different idea. But that is on you, because you have a long background in this career. You love what you do.
I love it.
What is it that helps you, do you think, to connect so much with the people? Because do you see how her face, you glow when you talk about them. You love these people.
I do. I do. And they love me. It's very two-way street. I learned early on that each encounter with a person could be life-changing to them. I could lend them a hand and help them through that fearful moment. And what they would give me back was very gratifying. So
We
you're
have
stuck
focused
with me.
We have focused more on the assisted living side than the memory care. That's a whole different walk for people.
It is.
With the 18 rooms, are there rooms available?
A
Should people-
couple,
Okay.
a couple, not many, but a couple. And anyone who's struggling through the thoughts of caring for someone with any form of dementia, just give me a call. I'll hold your hand and walk you through it.
You will want to come and let her be your friend. I mean, she really is kind of the lifeblood of it here, but she helps everybody else to be that same pulse that goes through and brings joy to people and hope.
Thank you.
There's a lot of hope here.
Lots of hope. Yes.
So you can find Carol at Rockbridge Oaks. They're nestled off of North Concord Road in East Brainerd, just off of the East Brainerd exit. Easy enough to find. It'll feel like a residential community when you pull in, and before you know it, it'll feel like home. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie.